Your fear of being seen is keeping you from achieving your dreams. And a lot of the times that has to do with ego, the self. Our self, the identity that we have created for ourselves. Once we've been given a name, when we're little, now we try to find who we are, what is our purpose here. And your ego begins to take over. And so you find that you identify yourself with your personal beliefs, your personality, how you feel, what you like, what's your favorite food, all these things. And those things take up space in your mind. All of these things are limiting beliefs about ourselves that are represented by our ego. These limited beliefs lead to limited feelings. The feeling of being seen, the feeling of not wanting to appear a certain way, the feeling of wanting to make sense to a certain group or certain crowd of people that live online or in person. So you can't fully be yourself. So for me personally, I think I did struggle with the fear of being seen for the longest. I grew up as a child, and like a lot of young brown girls, I didn't like myself. I didn't like my skin color. I didn't like my hair. I had this whole idea about who I wanted to be, and instead of accepting who I was, because I was surrounded by limited beliefs that took up space in my mind. So I was insecure. After a while, when you're little, you think certain things are cool, but once you get to a certain grade level or certain age and you surround yourself with kids who deem certain things not cool, then you begin to get back into a shell when you were never in a shell, but now you're in a shell. And sometimes you stay in it, sometimes you get out of it. And for me, I think once I got to college, even a little bit I struggled with feeling seen, but once I got to college, I feel like I was able to express myself a little bit more, and I will credit that to modeling and fashion. That was my way of being able to express myself, and I liked being seen through the outfits I was wearing. I wasn't afraid to be seen, wearing something different than what I would have usually worn. But, initially, whoever I was friends with before, I remember one time they made fun of me about what I was wearing, and it upset me. I did cry. I did cry. But it got to a point where I was like, I don't care what you think. I don't care what someone else thinks. And I'm only living for myself. So I think once you get out of that habit of trying to live for other people, trying to impress and prove something to someone else, you won't be afraid to feel seen. And a lot of the times your being seen has nothing to do with wanting validation, but it just happens to where you're being seen because you're being fully yourself. And so right now, making these videos, at this point in my life, do I care if I'm not getting a lot of views right now? No. Do I care if a lot of people don't interact with my videos right now? No, because I know not everything is permanent. Things are temporary. And I'm able to put myself out there and not fear of being seen, not fear about, my beliefs or what I talk about offending someone. We are all different people. We are all, consciousness perceiving at different levels because of our experiences, of our traumas, of who we noticed who we've become to be. So I just want to say your fear of being seen is keeping you from achieving your dreams. Because what's important is that we are all not the same. What's important is that we are all different. What's important is that with this life that you have been given, that you go after what it is that you are seeking for, whatever it is that you want, and realizing that you have no limitations. You are limitless, and the only limitations you have are the ones that you put on yourself. A lot of the times we're jumping through hoops in our mind. I can't do that because what are they going to think? Or I can't do this because what if this happens? Because we're in a constant state of survival mode or fear being seen, that we care too much. And a lot of the times, like I said, our own limiting beliefs is just in our head. It's not even outwardly projected against us, but we project onto ourselves what other people may think. So if you have an idea that you want to do, it doesn't matter if, your niche is oversaturated, because what you do may be different than what someone else does. The way that you express yourself, the way that your energy comes across will be different than what somebody else does. And I think it's important to understand that. Do what you are passionate about. Don't fear being seen. Don't care that maybe you don't have an audience right now. That doesn't mean that it won't happen, because consistency is key as well. Be consistent at what your passions are, your desires, what you want to do with your career. But don't think that it's not going to work because you have a fear of being seen, or it's not going to work because you don't have the audience right off bat. I think the first initial step is to not fear being seen, to not fear having your voice be heard, to not fear having different beliefs or different opinions about certain things. Don't be afraid of that. Don't, because we are all different, and that is beautiful. We all have different beliefs, different opinions. And if you believe in God, if you follow religion, then you're always told, don't judge. And God made us all different in different ways to experience life in different ways. And that's beautiful. Imagine if we were all the same and we believed all the same things. It would be boring. It would be bland. But we are all different. So don't allow your fear of being seen stop you from achieving your dreams, because you never know who's watching. You never know where it will take you. And you prove something to yourself, that you're authentically being yourself, you're confident, and you don't care what other people think about you, because you only have something to prove to yourself. Thank you.